Chapter 6, My Emotional Side. I never really talk about how I feel about anything, and there is an amazing reason for it. I was raised by my mama. I could go in depth on the topic and play it out for you using the science behind it, but that don't make sense to me. In my mind, I could just tell you that I was raised by my mother and you already know. Being raised by a single mother in the 80s and 90s, I only have two emotions: anger and violence. As a child, I was diagnosed with an anger disorder, and I ran through the circuit of doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, and whoever else wanted to sit down and talk to me about my behavior. I was so close to getting a check for being out of my mind, but my IQ always got in the way. I never speak on my intelligence either, and I'm not finna start now. But I did test on a genius level in middle school, and I did graduate early from high school. I also visited the nut house and went to prison, so to me, no matter how smart I may be, I'm still stupid. But in my defense, I am very well at learning from my mistakes. I kind of got that down to a science too. I may have hit a wall 100 times, but every accident was different. Like, I've been to prison twice, but not for the same thing. I know at some point I said that I learned something different about women in every failed relationship I have had the displeasure of getting myself into, or something close to it, and absolutely did not disappoint. But long before I ever knew who it absolutely was, I learned a lesson about showing my emotions to a woman. Did I tell you that I visited the nut house, the psych ward, the crazy house, or whatever you might call it? I would have called it Malcolm Bliss, but you would have to be from my city to know what I'm talking about. But that's neither here nor there. What is important is the lesson that I learned in the rubber room trying to figure out how I was supposed to take a shit in the hole in the middle of the floor. No, I do not want to talk about it. The only thing I would say is that that little life experience broke me from ever being free to show my emotions. That pussy was so good it drove me crazy. But let me get back to telling this story before I get distracted. Where was I at? Oh yeah, my emotions. I do not get into them. This is a volatile situation waiting to happen. I may or may not have gone to jail and prison for a laundry list of felonies. Domestic violence was not one of them. I know you're probably wondering what any of this has to do with the situation I was going through with that lady, and I completely understand. I don't know why you ain't caught it yet, but I'm starting to see that is starting to become a pattern too, but I ain't gonna hold it against you. By the time October rolled around, I guess she had waited long enough, and it was time to change me. But first we went on a road trip to some resort in Florida. I had a great time, but not because I was with her or her sister or her sister boyfriend, but just because I have fun no matter what I am doing. On the back end, I was missing the fuck out of EJ and Bear and Harley and Corn, and I was doing everything in my power to keep my mind off of it. In her defense, she made sure that she got the alcoholic lady that used to live with her to pet sit while we was gone. And I know you probably wondering why I called the lady an alcoholic instead of just making up a name for her. But that's how she said it when she was explaining it to me, because I was not going to Florida without my babies and leaving them home alone. She was also the same alcoholic lady that absolutely paid to fold up clothes because she was too lazy to do it. But let me get back to the story. I told you I had fun in Florida, but what I be having going on was not a hit with the rest of the people involved. To them, me stopping and making a post was doing too much because it was holding them up. She tried to tell me about it, but I shut that down ASAP. First, I didn't ask to go on the trip. Second, if I'm taking too long, you are more than welcome to leave me. I can take care of myself. Third, and most important, I do not care what somebody else think about what I be doing because I'm not doing it for them. I didn't know how she took it, but when we got back, it didn't take a week before something new got brought to my table for me to deal with, and you should already know what it is. I started this relationship off with a crystal clear understanding that I deal with my emotions different than other people. 6 months in, and now she is in search of emotions from me. She is looking for me to be affectionate and focus more on her. Random. I love flowers. Like, I really love flowers. And yes, if I see some that catch my attention, I am stopping for a quick sniff. You know the old saying, you gotta stop and smell the flowers. I'm really like that. But what I won't do is waste my money on her. She loved flowers too, but she loved to be given them, surprised at work with them so she could just put them on the table and watch them die, because that's what flowers do. And before you ask me what this has to do with that, she added that to the list of things that she was in search of. Now, while the thought is on my mind to cave on the flowers, everything else on that list was a no-go, so that's the way I went with all of it. Don't get me wrong, I bought her flowers once or twice, but I swear for Lord, it killed me on the inside. Like, I was extremely moved in the opposite direction of happy, and I did everything in my power to keep it to myself. The only thing that helped was the fact that just when I thought she couldn't amaze me with something I had never experienced dealing with a woman, she pulled the rabbit out the hat. I can't tell you what that lady was thinking when she sent me a text and told me about a dream she had about some chick that she thought I was talking to. Now, don't get me wrong, I have no problem with a woman's intuition, but this one right here was going too far. I already had to deal with management going through my phone, asking me to show her my emotional side that I didn't have, requesting that I buy flowers regularly. And on top of all that, just any random name she decided to have a dream about was also something I needed to deal with. Come on now. And just when I thought that it couldn't get any weirder, she dropped another bomb and woke me all the way up. I want to tell you that it had something to do with my lack of emotion, or something to do with me spending my money on things that she liked. But that was not the case. Let me set the scene for you. I know a lady that years ago, she had bought 2 of my books and took them on a trip with her to Europe. While she was doing that, she posted like she was recreating a viral video of me washing Bear's face, and she sent it to me. I posted it then, and years later it popped back up in the memories, so I reposted. And all hell broke loose. First came the text message questioning who it was and why she was doing it, and I was completely lost. At first, I didn't have the slightest idea of what she was talking about, so I really responded to her text with my usual, huh? I guess that wasn't good enough because her next text questioned who the lady was wiping off my books, and I can't even hold you. I told her that I didn't know. And before you question why I said that, it was the honest to everything truth. I didn't have the slightest idea who that lady was because I didn't know her. Do you know how many messages I get? And I'm not saying it to be bragging. People send me all kinds of videos, pictures, and whatnot. I use some of them and some of them I don't. This one I did. And this is how the conversation went verbatim after she logged into my account to leave a comment that said, "It's just a supporter, not my girlfriend." And I asked her why she did it. Her. I didn't feel it was clear that the weird lady wasn't your girlfriend. Just some kissy hearts and some woman wiping off books. Me. I'm supposed to be mad because we had this conversation on several different occasions. And I am not at your job putting in my 2 cents. Her. You said don't delete anyone or anything, but if I had a comment, say it. Me. But somebody that don't do social media, you be real social on mine. Her. Wow. Okay. Me. You don't think it's something wrong with that? Her. Got it. Me. You're not answering my question. You don't think it's something wrong with that? Her. No, I didn't. I think it's weird that you posted a video with just emojis for the caption of a woman and didn't say you love your supporters or something. No, I don't. Me. If you don't do social media, why does it matter? Then came the waiting game. Mind you, I posted said video the day before, and this conversation started at 9 a.m. the next day when I caught the comment and asked her why she did it. You caught it yet? Like, for real, you ain't catch it? Like, really? She at work. She is really at work questioning me about something that I posted on my social media. Mind you, she could have said something the day before when she did it, but she didn't. So instead of doing her job and making them coins, she was policing not only what I posted, but how I posted. A few minutes later, she responded. You got to keep in mind she was at work. Her. Because the same social media I also do my best to support with everything I have. You said, why not just say something, don't delete or block? So, okay, I did. Me. I don't know how to spell the laughing emoji, but that was my response. A whole bunch of them. You know the iMessenger feature where you could fill the screen with emoji? Yeah, I hit her with that one. The whole time I'm waiting for her to respond because, like I said, she at work. The thought is running through my mind, what have I got myself into? I'm not panicking, but I am pondering like a motherfucker. Her, a few minutes later. I got it, Day. I can do and give my all to supporting the movement and getting involved and try to make everything quality and look nice, but can't say anything about the other stuff. I had to meet with a patient. Me. Don't worry, love. Her. Them people thinking that weird lady is me. No, it ain't. Me. I don't give no fucks what them people think. You do, but it's not your social media. Her. I wasn't rude to anyone. I didn't do anything that was wrong in a way that would hurt the platform. Me. You don't get it. Cool. Her. Wow. So 1 minute, laugh and say she should block the negative, but in the background, I can't do anything. I got it. Me. You know I laughed again. Then I doubled back. What was negative about it? Nothing. Who was disrespectful? Nobody. It bothered you, but it's not yours to be bothered by. Her. Love that part, LOL. Not mine's to be bothered by. Got it. Me. You know I laughed again. I couldn't help it. Then I said, don't worry, love. When I come to your job and act like I act, don't take it personal. Do not try to stop me or none of that. Then you will start to see where I'm coming from. But enjoy your day. Conversation over as far as I'm concerned, but I was wrong. I put my phone down, made coffee, let the puppies out, took a 4:20 break, and when I came back, there were fireworks in the messages. I know you probably wonder how I remember this conversation verbatim, but the answer is simple. I never deleted any of our text messages. You just never know when you might need to use something that was said to you verbatim, and this situation needed it. But that's neither here nor there. What is important is what she said, and I wanted to make sure I use her words, not my own. Her. Love how I'm able to invest so much into you and this stuff. Then I get shit because I said it's not your girlfriend. Be clear, I don't ever get positive, supportive talk from you when I'm overwhelmed with my work and upset. But I literally do everything in my freaking capacity to help and support your work. You really feel a way that I use your page to comment she wasn't your girlfriend. You clearly didn't care. You're right. You enjoy your day. Whoever the lady is happy she got to be posted on your account. I'm sure she felt special. Me. All laughing emoji. Then I made a mental note about the situation, and then I got emotional. I know I said that the only two emotions I have is anger and violence, so you should already know which one I was feeling. Anger. You motherfucking right. This was not the first time she had decided to use my social media like it was hers, but this time she decided to try to clear something up that didn't need to be cleared, and I was fucked up about it. Conversation after conversation, and I was still getting the same results. It was actually getting worse, but I wasn't really paying attention all the way. I just kept trying because I didn't want to make the great escape without being able to say I tried everything that I could think of. At this point, I'm really running out of ideas, but now my feelings are involved. Thank God for good pressure and a few moments of meditation, because I had calmed down long before she got off and I had to look at her face. While I was doing so, I checked the list of infractions and she was piling them up. Food got ordered and I was not in the mood. Like, really not in the mood. Like, not even turned on a little bit by her. Like, no dick. And looking back on it, I think that was the beginning of the end. I just didn't know it at the time. But what I did know was that she had said a few key things that I needed to be paying attention to, past and present. And I started replaying situations. I know I said the her idea gift started small, but at this point, she had bought all kinds of shit that nobody asked her to buy, so I could use them. Then in the same breath say she was trying to make my stuff quality was mind-blowing. And not for the reason you may think. It's way bigger than that. I have not said anything about this up until this point in the book because I know the story. And there was not really a reason to bring it up, but now is the perfect moment. Along with not bouncing that ass for me, she never wanted to go anywhere that I recommended going to. Let's go downtown and check out the Ferris wheel. Nope. Let's do this. Or let's do that. Nope. Every time I thought of something that I wanted to do, she came back with some form of an excuse on why she didn't want to do it. This reason, that reason, and my personal favorite excuse of all, she always told me that I needed to plan. That one always gave me a giggle because I never plan. I go with the mood wherever it is and I see where it gets me. This mood got me in a relationship with a very insecure and controlling little lady that had her mind on running my life and hers. But like I said, I was gonna try everything in my power to keep it together before I gave up on it, and that's where I was at. She was on dick restriction, and it lasted about a week that rolled right into her period week, and I can't even hold you. I was silently excited that she had flow and shooting up her club hadn't worked out like my first mind wanted it to.